Bansou Sentai Kizunagers, Bond 23, The Princess and the Next Mutation. The story begins in another world at the Vulcan family mansion. Togo Asagaki, Kizuna Red, is sleeping peacefully beside Yujiro or Vulcan, Kizunager, after their long day to find a safe way to fuse both Earth and another world without causing a universal outbreak across the multiverse. But he suddenly feels something fluffy being stuffed in his face as he was surprised to see Princess Teltina, Kizuna rise, laying beside Togo as she feels a bit feminine than her usual calm behavior as she plans to go further until Lowji missed. Kizuna Knight barges to the door to witness Teltina seducing Togo without his supervision, which woke Yujiro up as well as she witnessed what was going on in her bedroom. A few moments later, the rest of the Kizunagers, Tenri, Raniya, and Azra, are helping Togo and the others figure out what's wrong with Teltina as Yujiro explains that the monoseed is starting to evolving on its own since it has accomplished Teltina's goal to do some good and it's making her act like an actual wolf. As a result, Teltina's transformation continues to change her and will eventually won't become human again. This made the Kizunagers worried about Teltina's condition about mutating into an actual demi-human completely without her humanity, but Togo come up with an idea as he grabs Yujiro's old magic wand and toss it like a stick, which led to Teltina to go get it like a dog playing fetch with their owner as he tells his Kizunagers that they should train Teltina to control her wolf instincts from going out of hand since she's also acting like a dog as well. So now the Kizunagers agrees to take care of Teltina like a house pet until Yujiro finds a way to prevent the monoseed from mutating her completely as Togo and Lowji look after her to make sure her wolf instincts don't go wild again, which led to Teltina only being clingy towards Togo due to her having a strong sense of smell to whiff his pheromones, which made Lowji jealous for choosing Togo instead of him. Meanwhile in the city of Akalina, Sgitigan, the #1 Redeemer, is drowning his emotions in root beer as he explains that he keeps getting nightmares of himself losing control after being corrupted by his dark bond energy, which turned him into a bond key monster twice, and also getting corrupted by the black bond plate when he was Kizuna Black as well, which drove him to hunt down the Kizunagers out of spite. This made Sgi terrified of himself as he believes that his dark bonds won't go away no matter how many times he tries to redeem himself, but he gets comforted by Grossa, leader of the resistance and chef of the Akalina diner, as she heads towards the kitchen to pour Sgi another glass of root beer until she gets confronted by Wizard Soul, the dark magic bonder, who inserts the Gelato 5 bonded key into her chest to transform her into the Hyokitsu bond key, and explains that time has been altered and she inherited the Hyokitsu Sentai Gelato 5's ultimate power. When Sgi run towards the kitchen to find Wizard Soul turning Grossa into a bond key monster, he quickly gets horrified about letting out his dark bonds again until he pulls out his sword to face against Wizard Soul to free Grossa from her dark bonds. But then Sgi's dark bond energy quickly returns back to him after struggling to take down Wizard Soul on his own, which gives him the opportunity to knock Sgi down to the ground as he teleports away from the scene with the Hyokitsu bond key, leaving Sgi enraged for failing to defeat Wizard Soul as he is starting to lose control of his dark bonds, which drove him to attack the customers at the diner, but quickly stopped himself and plans to seek help to be free from his dark bond energy completely. Meanwhile at the Demi-Human Federation, Togo and Lowji are taking care of Teltina to control her wolf instincts to prevent her mutation from taking over her completely as her behavior continues to act more like a dog than wolf. Just then, Professor Pythagoras and Patchwork explains to the Kizunagers that the monoseed is changing its stasis whenever Teltina is starting to grow up and becoming more mature, which might be the result of her sudden change of behavior as they witness Lowji and Togo chasing after Teltina going after a squirrel. As Yujiro and Raniya are studying the remaining monoseeds that Togo and his friends retrieved during the adventures to face against the Demon Queen to see if there's a way to prevent Teltina from mutating into an actual demi-human, Teltina began to hear something making their way towards the lab as she began to bark like an actual dog, which led to Togo to explain to her that nothing is wrong until the entire Demi-Human Federation is under attack by a wolf-like Kizuna Slayer known as the Ender Wolf, with the Hyokitsu piloting it, while Wizard Soul leads a group of Ingekons to invade the city. So now Teltina's wolf instincts began to take over her as she transforms into the Wolf Princess, Asuna, to slaughter the Ingekons one by one like a ravaged animal, while Togo and his friends pull out their bond plates and inserts them into their Kizuna braces to transform into the Kizunagers, red, silver, night, gold, orange, and magus, to protect the citizens of the Demi-Human Federation from the Bansou Enders. When Togo and Tenori summon their Kizuna beasts to face against the Ender Wolf, while Lowji, Raniya, Azra, and Yahra help Teltina deal with Wizard Soul and the Ingekons, Raniya inserts the Camel Bond Plate into her Kizuna brace to summon the Camel Dirt Bike to ride towards the Ingekons to knock them down to the ground, while Lowji inserts the Sun Vulcan Legend Bond Plate into his Kizuna brace to perform the Eagle's Hiba return to weaken Wizard Soul to give him the opportunity to take him down for good. But witness that Teltina is screaming in pain when the Monoseed is starting to go berserk as she transforms into the werewolf Demi-Human and starts to attack both the Banswenders and the Kizunagers. When Yhra and Azra performs the bond bind to restrain Teltina a bit to figure out a way to revert her mutation, Sgitigan approaches the scene as a cloud of black smoke circles around him as he demands for the Kizunagers to help him cleanse his dark bond energy completely to put an end to his nightmare, which triggers the black bond plate to return back to Sgi and giving him back his Kizuna brace to transform into Kizuna Black again to finally get his revenge on the Banswenders for awakening his dark bonds by being the #1 dark bond hunter to eliminate those who are involved of his suffering.